we are episode 6 on Let's Get Your House On.
This is about probate, right? So our specialty at Marina Atlantic East Properties and Associates is probate sales. And somebody passes away in the family, or you inherited a property from somebody, and you really don't want it, or it might need some work inside.
What do you do with it?
Downsizing, getting rid of the stuff that somebody might have had for 60 years. We're going to talk about stress and law, what to do with the inherited property. Where do you start?
Not to make Michele come to me, please. She knows this kind of stuff. I mean, it's bad enough you lose somebody.
Right. And then, you have to deal with the loss of losing the person to begin with. There's a lot of emotions that are involved. So we try to navigate for you as the third party, because you can't really make a lot of decisions when somebody dies. But when you're ready, I have a team of people who will come in and actually help prepare the house for sale. That means if it needs a fresh coat of paint or
stuff that nobody wants. Furniture, knickknacks, magazines, bed, mattresses, old refrigerators.
The refrigerator. We have stories about some properties that we've worked on.
All the things that people leave behind. Dirty laundry. Hangers, God knows. I never did know why. I never understand that, why we die with hangers. Never-ending freaking hangers.
I'm still on the dirty laundry thing. Was it somebody left stuff in the washer or dryer or something?
Yes. I mean, all the kind of things that,
It's things you don't think about until you actually inherit a property.
It's added stress. We can give a good example of one of the homes that we actually worked on. It was a very dear friend of mine, a client for almost 20 years, and he passed away. The relatives that were left didn't even live here. They lived in Utica. Now I was called because obviously I know the house. They pretty much entrusted me with this whole project of emptying out the house, painting the house because it hadn't been, painted in over 20 years, and just bringing it back to looking like it could be ready to move in. So that's cleaning, getting rid of all of the things that, and when I say things, oh boy, they had a lot of things. A lot of clothes, a lot of donations, a lot of medical supplies, a lot of medical donations. People always ask, well, what do we do with it? Well, you could throw it out or you could donate it to somebody who needs it. Most of the time people will turn around and donate it to somebody who needs it. So God knows Michele and I made trips to the donation box with clothes, the plant clothes. I don't even know how many times. I know her and I went twice. Me and somebody else went another time. Books.
Dumpsters.
Yeah, just a lot of things.
So we've been doing this for a little while, and we actually have connections for getting discounts on dumpsters and things that you wouldn't even think of, because we're in the business and do this quite often. We are repeat customers to the dumpster companies and other companies as such, where they will give us a better rate, right? So
yes, better rate, longer time.
Right.
There is no time limit.
Right.
People don't even realize that when they call to get prices on dumpsters. Maximum is usually 10 days. You're doing a house like this and you've got a bunch of people helping you or whatever, you need more than 10 days. You're hoping it ain't 10 years. The clients obviously are overwhelmed, and then you're overwhelmed trying to keep everybody together, and you're about to lose your shit at the same time. So it just gets a whole, there's a whole dynamic to this whole thing. But we have connections for the dumpsters.
And vendors that we keep using over and over.
Yes.
Yeah, we build relationships.
They do give senior discounts. They do not put a time limit on anything that I'm working on. We're good to go. I haven't had a problem yet. Of course, there's the other things too, like I normally do, like the outside. Like, what does it look like? The hedges are freaking overgrown, there's shit growing on the house. The paint hasn't, it's peeling off, it's snowing when you walk by, whatever, So the things that need to be done, I have to obviously get to, and people don't even think about these kinds of things at all. Because, of course, they're dealing with the laws, and they're dealing with the lawyer bullshit, and all the paperwork, the whole estate nonsense.
There's a lot to it. I mean, unless you have a trust. If you have a trust trumps going through probate court. If you have something that's going to be inherited by somebody that's already in a trust, it automatically goes to the person that's going to inherit. The issue becomes when people only have a will instead of the trust. Therefore, it has to go through probate court. That's where the paperwork and documentation comes in. It takes a little longer to get that all settled before we can actually put the house on the market. Sometimes you have to wait for some of the documentation to be ready and the court to approve it, because they have to find anybody that could be a relative or somebody related to you or the person that died. Anybody else, like say it was your family member, you have cousins from Timbuktu, and they come out of the woodwork, and now they have to make sure that they're not really supposed to be inheriting the property, so it has to be like a little bit of an.
They got to be in the whole thing.
Yes.
They haven't been out for 80 years, but they're back.
Well, I've seen it.
We see a lot of that.
We've seen that happen. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So that being said, a lot of times people don't have that. We go through the probate process, and that gives us a little more time to prep the house at that point before we actually have to list it, and that's kind of where Dawn comes in anyway. And some of our other vendors, the contractors.
And then it's overwhelming too, because when you have a whole house full of furniture, what do you do with it? People don't want to keep the furniture.
No.
And if there's more than one person in the will, well, then we gotta have, Tom, Dick, and Harry come over and look at all the furniture and see what they want or whatever, which is fine. It's a process, though. As a matter of fact, this person that I was dealing with had a system that was absolutely phenomenal. I try to share with as many people as I can when it comes to such a big project. Again, back to being big donator and all this kind of stuff. We had the color posted. She went around, and yellow we're selling, pink we're keeping, green was donating, blue
Trash.
was
Garbage.
Garbage.
Dumpster.
What a system that was. This was, of course, after everybody went through all of the things that they wanted for keepsakes or remembrance or whatever was entitled, they were entitled to too. That was another thing. Mary from, upstate, she's getting this dresser, so she better come down and get it. She better come down and get it, Mary. Don't hold up this whole
Mary,
thing.
come on down.
Right, So, but it's very challenging because, you have to be in touch with emotions of your own because you're dealing with so many emotions from so many other people because they're going through an emotional time. This is this is not a fun thing.
No.
There's many times that we've spoke and stuff like that. Of course, there's tears. What do we do? I've always been available for any kind of questions. You can text, you can call, you don't know how to text, whatever. And kind of walk you through it. Being that these people were not even here, of course, there was a lot of photos, a lot of communication. I'm big on that. Big on communicating. You must communicate.
That's a huge...
ESP shit the bed years ago. I don't do it. Michele doesn't do it. And I don't expect you people to do it. Really, right? I mean, there's so many people out there who are like, oh, no, I thought you knew. No.
We can't read your mind.
I don't know, because every freaking individual is different. So
that basically makes you like the project manager of the property. You're project managing, downsizing the inherited property, getting it prepped for sale, getting it ready to be dispersed with funds to the rest of the family members, whatever. Whatever way, we deal with a lot of families, people that don't talk to each other, people that are angry with each other, people that are fighting with each other, people that don't want anything to do with the house, somebody that wants everything to do with the house, people that don't want to sell the property.
They don't want anything to do with that, but they do.
Right, they do. Or they don't want to actually sell the property, but they can't have no choice and they have to sell the property. We've dealt with some, and now those are high emotions, and it's taking...
Yes, and we, of course, I know you feel the same way, are very neutral.
Yeah.
In this, it's kind of like
you can
throw anything and bounce it off of us, and it's gonna bounce, and it's gonna bounce right back to you, and ain't going nowhere else.
Because we're not emotionally involved in that part of it. We're kind of, again, the project manager, a third party. It's a business. This is our business. This is what we do. We do it every day.
Right.
So we are able to take the emotions out, and then sometimes we have to be the middle person to try to navigate peace through the camp of families, just to make sure that we can get what we need done.
Right.
Which is not always easy.
And then, of course, we go through, the house and find out there's things that need to be addressed that nobody knew before. Even with me being there for 20 years, I never had to clean the basement. So when I finally went into the basement, I was like, well, I'll be dipped in shit. It's full of mold. Now I have to put on the Ghostbuster suit or heavy-duty chemicals and start getting rid of this mold and then contain it and then prime over it and then paint over it a couple of times so that it's not going to come back and it's not going to smell.
And sometimes that mold triggers headaches for people, right? Like, we're sensitive to that.
Oh, I can't wait every day. Of course, dehumidifier is very important. Now, the gentleman that had a dehumidifier down there that was probably older than me, that did not work. That's not going to be good.
No.
That's not a good thing. Just because you have one and it doesn't work doesn't mean that you're set. It must be plugged in and working. When you open the door, wow.
We actually went to Lowe's, Home Depot, and somewhere else,
Yes.
To try to get
a heavy-duty commercial freaking dehumidifier so that we could get rid of this stench and all of this like wetness that was going on down there. It didn't look like there was any water at the time.
Yeah.
But back in the day, he had like these 1970s curtains that were hanging on a rack, and you could see the water line. I mean, they went from the ceiling to the floor. Okay, the water line on these striped 1970s freaking curtains. Michele was actually with me at this point. I'm like, yeah, we're throwing these out. But there's the line.
Yes.
There's the line. So
but they had couches. They had couches in the basement that smelled like
people.
So like anything cloth will hold that mold in, and that's where the smell was coming from. There were carpets on the steps, the treads going down the stairs. He had it all, and he had more than one couch down there.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? We had a whole freaking living room down there.
I think whenever they got new furniture, the other old stuff went to the basement.
And an original Christmas tree from I don't know when. Still decorated, mind you.
That basement was full.
Oh. We had to get it all painted, and then, there was a floor issue. We had to rip up carpets. That was fun.
That was in the main level.
Yeah, well, the basement was just a shit show because of the mold, first of all. And then there were things.
And all the stuff. And the refrigerator.
Oh my God.
From 1962.
Remember those old brown refrigerators from whenever?
Yes, the brown.
Dark brown.
And it had all the heavy equipment in it, like the motor. The motor was like a car motor. That's how heavy it was.
Of course, I had to call somebody who's like 6'7" and big. Him, myself, and Michele had a hard time with this thing because there was a little cubby hole that you go up to the garage to get out to the dumpster. This is not going to fit up the cubby hole. So, the dumpster was ready for this thing to just be dropped. There's like a wood baluster or something, right? Yeah, it's up there. So, Einstein over here decides, well, you know what? We're just going to take this off. Yeah, we are. We're going to take this off, and we're going to have to lift it. We're going to have to lift it up over this freaking 5-foot wall or 6-foot wall and just push it into the garage. Okay.
There was no other way to get it out.
Right. There was no doors, no nothing. There was not a window. This was the only way to go.
Unless you went up the main stairs to come to the basement. We could never make that turn.
So now the door comes off down there. This tool time over here is taking everything off. All right. So I got the 6'7" guy on the bottom. Her and I are up on the top. He's hoisting and pushing like Hercules.
Sweating. He was sweating.
Okay, Michele and I are holding on for our dear life trying to pull it up this way. We finally get it where balanced. He pushes it. And, I've never seen a dolly like this before, but this gentleman had a freaking dolly that was like one of these carts looking things. We laid it on that sucker, pushed it out to the dumpster, and the 6'7" guy came over, and we just kind of all three of us, boom, and it just went right in the spot. Closed the dumpster up, let's get it out of here. What was that?
Then we wanted to go to the hospital because of the hernia issues we all had.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
It's true.
I'm kidding. But that was one of the hardest things.
That was one of the heaviest things I've ever encountered.
Yes, ever on any house. That was hard. That was the hardest.
That was nasty. Yeah. And we didn't even open it. Don't care what's in it. Don't.
No, it wasn't the dumpster.
My sister might have opened it at one point and screamed and then freaking went upstairs. I don't know. Well, in the meantime.
Yeah, but it would have smelled the whole place up if it had stuff in it.
No, I don't think it had stuff in it.
It was old.
It was off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it could have been. Well, it could have been something dead in there.
Oh, well.
We will never know. We'll never know. It's okay. It's done.
My sister, of course, is somewhere upstairs. Yelling about something, cleaning something, whatever, dusting, scrubbing.
She did a great job. I mean, you guys did a great. Okay, I wasn't able, obviously, to stay the whole time while these renovations were happening. But I go in and out. So whenever I'm needed, I come and then I leave, or I'll stay a day if I have time. So, I mean, the transformation of just cleaning the kitchen and the bathroom, and this kitchen was dated. The bathroom was dated. But to clean it to the point where you didn't feel skeevy going in there, and it was actually wow, it's cleaner than most homes.
Yes.
Bringing it back to its first time.
This guy had a lot of medical things, okay? So I said to Michele, we got to donate it, blah, 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 blah. Michelle's like, great, I know somebody who can take all of this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. My sister stops the whole freaking production. Well, you're not getting rid of all of those Depends now, are you? So I'm thinking she's got a problem that I don't know about. All right? I'm like, what are you talking about?
She's gonna kill you.
What are you talking about? She's like, no, I need them. Okay. So Michele takes like more than half of the stuff and leaves her.
There was a lot of stuff there.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy had
like maybe, I don't even know, maybe 8 or 12 of these packages.
There were a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my sister, being my sister, has come up with new ideas and inventions for these Depends. Let me just say, nothing sops up water. When we were cleaning out the basement and everything with the mold and stuff, it was like on a floor that was painted and crusted and it was nasty.
That was nasty.
Oh yeah. So my sister's getting the Depends and they're just sopping this thing up like it's nothing. Okay? She was using them for knee pads. All right? She's using She's using them on her feet so she
didn't want to touch the floor.
She can buff the floors with them and all this kind of stuff. I've never seen anything like that. And I told her I'm not getting her for the next job.
That was creative.
Well, she is creative.
Yes. Well, she is creative, actually. Yes.
Okay, but just in case you want to know for the future, if you have anybody who has them or is using them and you have a flood or something, this is where you go. This is what you use to sop this stuff up. No doubt.
The legal side of it is that we're going to need to have guidance through an attorney. We have attorneys that we use all the time. But when we do initial consultation with people, I usually meet with them first. I get to know them. Once I know that you need our assistance and you're hiring us to help you, I will bring Dawn in on the property and then we come and meet you again. She does the house part, renovating like the exterior, interior, anything that needs to be done to bring it to a saleable listing. We don't like to take listings that aren't presentable. We want it to be looking pristine and clean. People like clean.
A lot of people don't even know what sweep clean means.
No, they don't.
When a realtor tells you that they expect it to be swept clean, people, it doesn't mean that you pick up the broom and you just sweep part of the floor. It doesn't mean that.
No.
It's more than that.
Yes. It's cleaning baseboards, windowsills, doorway, like the slats in a sliding glass door, like all that stuff. Every little crevice gets cleaned.
Yes.
So Dawn handles that part. I handle more of the legal part with the attorney and the paperwork and the financing and selling and marketing. We love what we do. We love helping people, and that's kind of, where we go with this. And this has been a great year of dealing with probate people.
You don't have to be a senior either. I mean,
no.
Granted, there's been a lot of seniors that have passed through, yes, absolutely. But there's also younger people who unfortunately have a loss and they don't know what to do either. It's not just one particular age.
People that are going through a really emotional hard time.
Yes.
And we do navigate that pretty well. I mean, we try to be compassionate, and then this one jokes around, and then I can't help but laugh.
I can't wait, Michele. I can't wait.
We try to make it a little, easier for people to get through.
Yes, and as stress-free as possible.
We bear the burden of what needs to be done, right? So we know the routines, and we have our own way of handling this. There's a process. We have a process.
I'll stress out before my clients stress out.
Yeah, we don't want you to stress out. Yeah.
We'll
stress each other out.
No, well, that's a whole nother thing. we don't have a video for that.
The probate thing, one of our
forte. It's a forte.
It's our forte. On the website, we have started to market more of that.
Yes, and please check out Michelle's new updated website.
With my creative designer who did a great job. I'm very happy with it.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Not as gorgeous as my shirt, but it's gorgeous, of course, It's fitting for her. It's fitting for her. She's got to be more professional. I can be more lazy.
Anyway, yes, so he also prep houses that, if a parent didn't die yet and you have a house that needs to be sold, right?
I can't.
And so
I got my seatbelt down right now.
I was referred by somebody.
Oh my God.
Grabbed a client that was really a cool guy. And so he lives out of state.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to deal from the distance. And then
from the distance,
from the distance. We met him, we spoke to him, got everything signed, did what we needed to do, and then he trusted us with the rest, which was great because I just let Dawn go at it. But the problem with the process of this is that she'll be doing work in a house, and then I'll come in midway somewhere.
She's always got to be a somewhere.
I come in somewhere along the way. Hey, how's it going? And I look around.
And gotta point out something. And
I always find something.
My biggest problem with this situation, this whole situation right now, is before I even started, for this house. Yeah, before I even began anything, I made it quite clear. Give me a shot when everything is out and you are ready.
Oh, to the client.
So in my world,
so we try to get everything out of the house before we start doing the work.
And that's what they were doing. Okay, he tells me Habitat Restore's coming to pick that up. We're good. So I'm thinking he doesn't call me. We don't have any questions. Everything's gonna be out of the house when he calls me. So he calls me up and he's like, "Well, everything's out of the house. We're ready to rock and roll." Really? Okay. I go over there. After Michele now has gone over on the goodness of her heart, let me just say, because there were people who were coming to pick up more of the stuff. So Michele goes over and she lets them in and they can get more of the stuff out. Okay, so now it's my turn. So now I'm thinking Michelle's there, everything's out, we're good to go. I can start doing it. Okay, I walk in and it's full of stuff still. So now what am I doing with this? So I have to
I got a phone call about it.
Right, I have to phone a friend now. I have to phone a friend. Okay, and be like, all right.
Phone a friend.
I phone a friend. I phone the client.
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's an indication right there. When somebody's like that, it's oh, well, yeah. Yep, he does the same thing.
But when somebody tells you that the house is ready and for prepping for paint, and says that everything's out.
Right.
You expect to go into a house.
And everything's out.
That there's no furniture. That there's nothing in there.
No.
Nothing.
So now at this point, I call him up and he says, oh yeah. Then I get, I'm coming down in 2 weeks. Wait a minute. I'm coming down in 2 weeks. Okay. Coming down in 2 weeks because I got to get more of the stuff out. Hold on, you told me everything was out already. Well, it's not, obviously. Obviously not. So I said to him, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start in a room that has nothing in it. Well, that was a little difficult for me because everything had something in it. So I had to put everything into this one room so he could work in one room because it was so, I don't even know what you want to say. It was just a everything. Okay? So I'm like, put everything in one room. This way he can go through it. Okay. So now I go to the bedrooms. Life is good. Doing the bedrooms, they're all finished. Before we did all of this, I was with Michele when she met with him. And I do remember Michele saying to him, these carpets are disgraceful. They need to be replaced probably or taken out.
I always asked, what's underneath that carpet?
Right. Well, we had a feeling it was hardwood because the den room, the office room, was just a throw thing. So we could see the hardwood. Well, he says, oh, no, we don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. It's your choice. I'm not going to push you. Whatever. So now I'm painting the room. The room was like a pale Blessed Mother blue. And then there was another room that was like a margarita lime green. All right, so I paint them all in their nice like shade gray, whatever. So he's there. He's back. And I'm getting ready to go to another room, and here she comes. Michelle's got to stop on by. Well, the room is finished now. These 2 rooms are finished. And what does she say to this gentleman? Oh my God, these carpets have to be ripped out. They're horrendous. Look, now that the paint is all nice, oh my God, I'm ready to kill her now. I am ready to kill her because the rooms are done. He turns around and says, yeah, you're right. Okay. Now you want to say, yeah, you're right?
See, but I tried to get that to be done prior to the painting.
You said no.
I did say it not just when you were there. I remember when I first met him. What's under the carpet? If there's hardwoods, maybe we could take out the 1980 carpeting you had here.
Yeah, whatever that was.
No, it's been there a while, you could tell. And it was...
And then he agreed because the walls were all nice. He agreed with Michele. So now what happened? Now I have to lose a day of taking these carpets out myself.
It's Donny time.
Okay, ripping them up and taking them out myself. And I'm on a deadline now because he's got somebody else coming to pick up all this garbage. So I've got to get them done. Got to get it done today because they're coming tomorrow.
For the
I
garbage.
remember this. So I'm stressing out now.
Carpets out.
I'm stressing out. Michele is nowhere to be found. Thank God, because if she was outside, I would have beat the crap out of her.
I was working.
I was cursing her out. I get finished with the whole thing. He comes in. Oh, do you need a hand? I felt like saying, you want to call Michele? Call Michele. Call Michele. But she was made for each other.
Phone another friend.
Right. We're made for each other right now.
No.
What was the other thing?
So you got the carpet out. And then, she was mad because she just painted everything, so she had to carefully get the carpet out, not to hit the wall, because then she would have to repaint the wall.
And the baseboards, the baseboards, I gotta pull it. Oh, it's just an absolute nightmare. And of course, there's more floor for me to do now.
To clean.
Yeah, well, and to fix and all that kind of
get
stuff.
The glue off.
It was just wonderful, Michele. So that was a day. Then I ended up spending another day that I did not think I was gonna have to do to help him get more of the stuff out, because according to him everything was out, but I spent a whole day getting everything out with him.
And the garage.
Right. I'm outside now. I'm landscaping. I'm doing power washing the house. I'm freaking underneath the deck because Michele doesn't like that it's not done. So I'm doing all these things out there. She comes by again. Here we go. Okay. So
she hates it when I drive by.
Right. Underneath the deck, he has a dirt. Somebody attempted, I don't even know if it was him, somebody attempted to throw a bag of rocks down. One bag along the side. It's a pretty big deck. It doesn't even cover half of what needs to be done. Einstein over here, I don't like that. I don't like that. That needs to be filled in with all rocks. Really? Okay. So now I gotta call him up and I gotta say, Michele don't like what you did under here because there's nothing done here. It's a bag of rocks that it looks shabby. We look like white trash.
It did.
Right, we look like white trash. We look like we had a project we didn't finish, whatever you want to say. So is it okay if I go and get rocks for this thing? Oh, yeah. Okay. So what we thought might have been 10 bags, 12 bags, something like that, turned out to be 23 freaking bags.
I guess who did the bags by themselves?
Neat. Okay, and then I get it all nice, and the lawn is growing like you wouldn't believe. Growing, I mean, it's up to past my ankles.
When you have a house for sale or prepping a house, you still have to maintain the lawn, the yard. If it's snowing,
everything.
Yes.
This guy, and please, for the love of God, keep the garbage too. Oh my God, why did we stop garbage? I got to go to a neighbor's house now. We set it up to go to a neighbor's house to bring the garbage. Are you kidding me right now? All right, but anyway.
Hi, neighbor. Can I throw our garbage?
Right. So this guy, he doesn't realize that he has to maintain the lawn. I call him up again. I'm like, listen, this grass is really high. What are we doing about this? So he's like, gonna have the neighbor's kid just mow it. No, and no. I've watched the neighbor's kid sit on that lawnmower and he rides it and that's all he does. You need mowing, blowing, whacking. You need the whole thing. It has to look presentable for a seller. Okay? Or a buyer.
You need a professional person to take care of it.
Right, so now I gotta track down whoever the neighbors are freaking using next door, find his ass in between getting the second load of freaking rocks, flag him down, and here we are now, we're on schedule. We're on a schedule where they come and mow his lawn every week, every other week, I don't even care. Just get it done. get it done. So that was quite a ride because, and that you're right, Michele. People don't understand. You are responsible for the maintenance, for the electric,
even
for
if
the
you move
heat,
out
for
before.
the air,
Yes.
everything. You have to keep all these things going
Until the closing.
until
the actual
you
closing.
are sold and hand the keys to somebody else.
Yes.
Okay, then you can worry about getting your name off of it, transferring over, whatever you got to do. Out of respect for Michele. Out of respect for Michele, okay? If you know you have an issue on your property or in your home, the best thing for you to do is not wait until it is inspected. Oh my God. Surprise, surprise. All right, we're back because Michele had to go check the toilet paper roll to see which way it was. You knew 2 years ago you had a problem with the freaking whatever, septic or something, okay? Michele goes and she's like, we got a buyer. Okay, we're going to get it inspected. You don't say anything. You say absolutely nothing. Michele gets a phone call. We have a problem. We need a whole new septic here. Really? Not only is Michele pissed because she's surprised and you knew about it because you tell her. Of course you do. Later on you tell her. Okay?
Eventually it comes out. It all comes out.
Right. Why would you do that? Either you can turn around and take care of it 2 years or 3 years prior, or you can be an idiot and don't take care of it and lose money on the sale of the house. And let me just say, you will lose more on the sale of the house than if you took care of it yourself.
Buyers will now want a credit.
Even if you price, big credit too.
Even
some stupid amount of credit.
Right, a stupid amount. But even if you price the property where you thought of all the things that they would want or things that you know there's issues with, whatever. When you're honest with me, I can tell you and guide you with where we need to be with that. But if you don't do that, normally what I do when I have a consultation with the seller anyway is to try to get all that information.
Right, okay, but they don't tell you the truth sometimes.
No, sometimes they don't.
Or they forget.
Or they forget something. We try to get all the COs and everything taken care of at the town.
That's another thing too.
Before we
That's another thing too. If you know
or get
you
it
need a
started.
CO, get it. Yeah. Why are you going to wait for Michele?
Issue,
why are you going to wait for Michele to tell you you need a CO? When you know you need a CO. That's what I don't get, people. What are we doing?
The issue is that back in 1972, when you decided to put that porch on the back or the deck,
yes.
or had a deck and you now enclosed it as a 3-season porch or whatever, okay? In 1972, they did not care what you did on your own property, which
you had a kitchen doctored and downstairs.
Yes, anything you added to the house. Nobody cared. They didn't care what you were doing in your house. Nobody wanted to try to give you a violation on a property and then make you get a permit for it, okay? But this is 2025.
Last I checked.
And nowadays, if you have something that's not in the codes or whatever the town decides they want to do to make more money for the town or whatever way they're going to do it, you're going to get hit with a violation, and that's going to delay your closing because now you have to get the town involved. You have to get them on their time to come over and inspect it. You have to go to the town physically and get a permit. You have to just make sure that now you have to make the appointments with everybody to make sure that it gets checked. You have to get
sometimes I have to go. Sometimes I have to go and let them in.
Right. Or exactly. She has to come to, or they have to get somebody to fix a problem that the inspector just saw that needs to be up to the new code of today. And therefore we have to get another inspection on the property.
Right.
To be able to get the clear on the CO. So that we can get it cleared for the bank or whoever needs it with the municipal search. When you have a broker, somebody like me is going to point all this stuff out. But you need to be honest with us too so that we can take care of it from the beginning.
If you know that you did something in 1972.
Well, the problem is people think it's okay because it should be grandfathered in. Well, they don't. They used to allow that. They don't do that anymore.
Right, but
there's no okay.
Michele, listen, I've had people ask me the dumbest questions in the freaking world. Okay? No, for real. What? But I've had them ask dumb questions, okay? Why is this different? You call the town up, you're feeling like it's a dumb question, ask it.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? You ask everybody else dumb questions, why is this a problem?
Or they get their advice from friends, family,
I love that.
Other people that just sold their house, other people in another state that had an issue.
I love that. Call Henrietta, Aunt Henrietta.
I have a cousin that just sold a house in another state somewhere in the United States, and they didn't have to do that. Well, they don't live here.
Right. Maybe
they're not in the same town. They don't have the same requirements. It is what it is.
Right, and this is important.
But
This
don't
is important,
fight.
people.
Don't fight the system. This is not our look. I could care less what you do in your house. You should be able to do whatever you want in your own property. That's another.
Right. But
that's
you do care. You do care that.
That's
it's
another
fair to
episode.
inspection.
That's another episode. But you do need to do whatever the town is saying that.
Yes, and most of the time, if you ask the dumb questions, you're going to get either a dumb answer or you're going to get an answer that you don't like or whatever.
Or you don't want to hear.
Yeah, right. And then
A lot of people, though, I do notice that they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear
No.
it because they think, well, I'm going to get away with it because I did it so many years ago, and that they're going to understand me at the town, and that
Yeah,
Yeah.
not happening nowadays. Listen, everybody wants a piece of the pie. That's what I say. Everybody wants
Yes.
a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
Now, you could be off of a variance by a freaking half of an inch, and they're still gonna get you.
you put that fence on the wrong part.
Yeah,
Of, you know,
they're gonna get you. You don't have to move it or anything like that, but guess what? You have to go to a hearing because you're going to pay them for that half a freaking inch.
Mhm.
And it's not cheap. I do know that from my own experience. Because, like I said, you have a house built in 1959. Back then, there was no freaking lines or anything like that. Nobody gave a shit. Oh, you talk to your neighbor. Hey, neighbor, you mind if I put this fence here? Most of the time, they're half in the bag anyway. They're like, yeah, go ahead. You know, when are we having a party? Right? Right? Okay. Nobody cares. Now they care, right?
Yes. Yes.
My thing is, if you're thinking about selling the house, it's probably wise to have all of your eggs in a basket and think to yourself, what questions do I need to ask?
Well, I try to help and guide whenever I'm involved in that to kind of show them and
Call
let them
Michele.
know. Yeah, but not everybody call me, but you know.
Call Michele.
But if you're looking to sell your house, we have a bunch of information we can give to you right away. But
I can't help you with that kind of stuff.
no, but we can get Dawn to fix it.
Yeah, we could get it.
Certain
make it
things
look
we can
pretty.
get Dawn to fix. Yes.
Or whatever. I ain't moving no fence post. I'm not doing that. I've done a lot of things. I'm not doing that. I just wanted to say that because I know there's been situations where you know, kind of lost it because you knew, you were thinking maybe there might have been a problem, and then
I
you
warn
found
people.
out that there
I
really was
always
a problem.
listen. I've done this a long time. I know basically when I go to a house and I say, "Well, what did you do in the property? What do we have here?"
Yeah.
And then, did you get COs on this or not? And when people say, "No, I didn't get it for this or that or the other," they go, "Well, that's going to be a problem. I just want you to know that right now you're going to have to go to the town and just have
then
to go
they
to
don't.
the town and see what their requirements are. You need to talk to them about it because it's going to come out."
Right.
They're gonna find out. They have access to the MLS. They go on, and they can see. They compare your old property card that's at the town in the old
There's no
filing
hiding.
system. Right.
There's no hiding. They're gonna find you.
They're gonna find it. They're gonna.
What you gonna do when the cops get you? Right. Just a little funny side story. I'm at a house. I happen to call it Anaconda. Yes, people. I've actually experienced in this lifetime something of a sort of an anaconda above my head. And didn't know it was there.
I'm sorry.
And believe it or not, I actually kept my cool.
I would have freaked out.
And backed up very slowly. Went around the house, got a sip of my freaking coffee, had a cigarette, and just basically was like, holy shit. Nobody was there.
Thank God, I was not.
And this freaking thing is right above where I have to be. Now, from what she says, of course, if that was me, I would have gotten in the car and left. But I actually waited to see if this thing was gonna move out of my way. About a half an hour later, it decided it was gonna move. I actually finished that corner piece looking up the whole time to make sure that there was nothing that was gonna come flying down on
I
me.
would never have done. I would have left.
Oh yeah, but these people, they're good people, nice family.
Yeah, but you're not saying what it was. You're saying you never said what it was.
What, anaconda?
Anaconda. Yeah.
I
well,
said anaconda.
Yes, anaconda. It was a
I said
snake.
that in the beginning.
It
Who
was
am I talking to?
It was a snake that came to say hello.
Anaconda is a snake. Do you
Yes,
not know
I
that?
know, but I want to make sure people understand.
Okay, it's a freaking snake, people, the
Ugh.
size of, I don't know what. It was big. It was, the meat on this thing was
Hold
probably
on.
both of my
But
two legs together.
didn't you see it one day before?
No. The day before, or a couple of days before, it was a smaller one. And it was windy, so I'm thinking, yeah, you know. I'm on a little ladder, and I'm feeling the wind. So I'm like, all right, it must be the wind. So I looked down, and I looked, I was like, oh, no way. Keep painting. I felt it again. Looked down again, and I'm like, oh, you freaking kidding me right now? So I called them inside, and I'm like, somebody better get their ass out here right now, because there is one of these things wrapping around my ladder.
You felt it?
That's what was moving my ladder. I thought it was the wind the whole time. I got my music on, it's windy, I'm like, doing my thing, and also
I didn't know that part. It was on your ladder.
So I'm like, all right, probably the wind. I thought maybe I moved, my foot, because I was dancing. Right, I looked down, I'm like, yep. So the woman comes flying out, because she thinks, like, she doesn't know. I just said, you better get your ass out here right now. That's what I said. So she comes running out. She thought maybe I fell off the ladder. It's a 4-foot ladder, people. If I fall off, I might be all right. Okay. So she comes running out thinking I fell off the ladder. I said, stop. I'm yelling at her, stop, because I pointed. And she looked down and she's like, oh, shit. Right? So as she said her shit, the thing decides it's going to undo it and leave. She wasn't really a savior to me. Now I get the hell down. Get down from the ladder and move that shit out of there. I'm done.
I didn't know the thing was wrapping itself around the ladder. I just thought you saw it.
One time, like that. One time, right around. But I was up, Michele.
I was so out of there.
Right, I was up.
I'm done. You can keep my ladder. I gotta go.
I was on probably like the second or third. I was on the third step of my 4-foot ladder.
I don't care.
And I'm just like, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, right? Yeah. Right? I didn't piss myself or shit myself when I saw that, just so you know. But Michele might have, because she would have been like, what is happening right now?
I would have been so out of there. It's
so
not even funny.
I have to come in and I have to do... Okay, so anacondas are gone, but that's why I call these people anacondas. I have names for everybody. Okay, so anaconda, I'm still at the house, and I'll never forget this. So I go over there. It's a freaking holiday, people. All right? It's Memorial Day weekend. Here I am on a Sunday. I'm going to go in. I'm going to work. It's family time in the dining room when I walk in. The woman comes at me. Seriously. She's like, I have a question for you. So I'm thinking, holy shit, what did I do, man? I'm dealing with freaking anacondas. What the heck, right? She's like, no. I have a serious question for you. Now, mind you, there's only one bathroom in this house. All right, so everybody has to potty in the same bathroom, so that includes me. Because I sure and hell ain't going outside with the anacondas. No. Okay? So, she looks me straight in the eye, as serious as possible. And she says to me, did you happen to change the toilet paper roll when you were here? So now I'm thinking there's got to be a camera somewhere or something around here, because what kind of question? Right, what kind of question is this? But candy camera, remember candy camera? Okay.
Yes.
I'm like, it's got to be around here somewhere. So I looked at her. I said, "Excuse me." She says, "No, really. I need to know if you changed the toilet paper roll here." I said, "Hell's no." Listen, I just got here. It's freaking Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. Can I get to work? What are we talking about here? About toilet paper. What are we doing? Okay? So she says, no, well, somebody, and she's like serious, somebody changed the toilet paper roll, and the paper was the wrong way down. I looked at her. I said, what? She goes, the paper was not the right way. I like the paper to go down, because if you're blowing your hair or something like that and it's the other way, it blows. I looked at her. I said, you're not kidding me right now, are you? She goes, no, I'm serious. This is the thing for me. I said, sister, let me just say something to you, okay? If this is the things that you're worried about in life, you need to move on. You need to let this shit go. Okay, there are more things in life to worry about than which freaking way the toilet paper roll is going. Are you kidding me? Okay, so now she starts laughing because I'm like, aha. I'm like, I can't even believe that I walked into this.
I would have been laughing.
Michele, what kind of question is this? So I'm doing my work and I'm looking at her and I'm going, you are out there. I told her that there's something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. Me being me, I'm happy that there is toilet paper. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a wrong person in this world because I would be thankful that the toilet paper is still on the roll so that I can, take care of my business and move on with my life. Not this chick, it's gotta be a certain way. Come to find out, she has now blamed her husband. He must have been the one to do it. Whatever. So on the way home, this is really bothering me because I'm thinking to myself, this poor woman, there's people in this world who actually, lose sleep over this kind of shit. People are dying. People are freaking dying from hunger. They're getting shot, whatever. And we're worried about which way this toilet paper roll is going to go. Okay. So I'm coming across. Boom, boom. I got to phone a friend again. I got to call Michele. Okay. So I called Michele. I said, I got a question for you. You're not going to believe what happened to me today. So I'm talking to her and I said, Michele, if you have this problem, we can no longer be friends. No longer.
I got it.
What are you talking about? So I'm telling her friend about this whole incident, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not that bad." All right, well, I guess we can still be friends then. Okay, but this is the kind of stuff. I'm getting blamed for something. First of all, that I didn't do, and second of all, I'm like, who cares? I have better things to worry about in my life.
I think it's hysterical.
Of all people, she's gonna ask me. So then I'm at another person's house. They run out of paper towels. Now I'm starting to get a complex with all this paper stuff, by the way, okay? So I'm going to I'm going to put a new roll on the paper towel holder. She's got one of these paper towel holders that come down like this. I'm going to put a new roll on it. Comes flying out from freaking the other side of the living room. Oh, no, I'll do it.
Wait.
I said, what? And she's like, no, I got a thing. It's got to be a certain way because it's the three, pull aside. What? Needless to say, if I'm in your home and the toilet paper roll matters to you, you need to tell me. And if I'm allowed to change the paper towel roll, you need to tell me. If I'm not, that's fine. I will just let it go. I'll just leave it somewhere. I left the paper towel roll on the counter. I didn't even put it on the thing.
I don't remember that part.
Okay, well, this is somebody else. So basically what I'm saying, Michele, I'm done with paper. Okay, only me. Do they forget who they're dealing with right now? This is not the things to be doing to me, Michele, because you know you're going to freaking either A, be on a video, or B, I'm going to be talking about it for years. Okay? It's just too much. But this is the kind of shit that I have to deal with every day. But I love people. I love people, Michele. You know I do. Call us. Call me. Call Michele. If, disaster happens, disaster strikes, whatever. You freaking...
What do you want us to do? Disaster strikes?
Well, if devastating things happen where you lose somebody or whatever, you're now inheriting something and you don't know what to do with it and all that kind of fun stuff. We'll take you through the motions and get you to where you need to be. That you can be stress-free about it, happy in the end.
If you want to laugh through some of the hardest times of your life, yes, call us.
Yeah. We'll definitely brighten it up a little bit, I'm sure.
And make sure you ask Dawn about what toilet paper, what way it rolls.
Yeah, what way it rolls. Just roll. Just roll with it.
Thank God for toilet paper.
That's some serious OCD shit right there. Serious stuff.
I think it's funny.
That's some serious stuff.
It's okay though. I mean, if that's the worst thing that somebody does, who cares?
Michele, let's look at the big picture. People are dying in this world. The world is going fucking crazy. We're going to worry about freaking toilet paper. When did this happen? After COVID? When people start buying out the toilet paper? Hold on, it's got to look just right because I spent a lot of money on this toilet paper and it's hard to come by. That's probably when it happened. You're probably right. You're not cuckoo over it.
That's a wrap. Call us.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I get to push the button. I want you to push the button all night.
Follow us.
Yes, we'll see you next time, people. Stay well, stay out of trouble. Call us if you need us. Take it easy.